Hello, this is our presentation on Artist Team by Leo Zizzo. Hi, Sahin. Roverto. So to start off, the artist team can be comprised of a large group of people. When you first start off, it's likely just going to be, your band, and then as you expand, or maybe just an individual, and then you need a personal manager, and then as you expand, you get more people to work on your team, including all the way up to tour manager, choreographer, if you're going on a live tour. Like I said, when first starting out, artists don't really have the financials or the resources to have a big team. But as they start progressing in their career, it becomes necessary to surround yourself with a team. So when you first start out, artists often get either a friend or an amateur manager to work as the artist manager. And then as they progress, they'll hit different tiers of managers from the first one having not much experience at all onto another one that may have slightly more experience. And then potentially, if they grow into a larger group, they could even reach that third tier of manager where they're uh, extremely connected professional manager.
So yeah, the personal manager is a very important role in the artist team. It's basically the guide or the advisor of the artist and everything to do with their career. It's often said to be the most important member of the team for those reasons, because without the manager, the artist will have no real guide and way to stay on track. So if you're an artist and let's say you're in you're a big artist, you're in the high end tier of your career, you're going to want to choose a manager or hire a manager based on experience and reputation by talking to other artists in the industry. And, you don't want to hire someone who has very little experience or reputation at that high level. When you hire this manager, you will often have a written contract. It could be oral, but written is the most common. And these contracts will basically entail the whole job of a manager and their role. Um, so what their role actually is, they do a lot of stuff, but to be specific, they might develop a plan for the artist. They might, sign up collaborations, coordinate the rest of the team. They might control the artist's media exposure and direct the kind of work that they'll do. They might manage the campaign of the artist or manage their image and branding. So there's a lot of stuff they can do, and it's a big list, which is why the person for the job needs to be someone who's very good at it. Um, the manager will make about 15 to 20% of the artist's entertainment revenue. So that's specifically money they get from the entertainment industry, be it live shows, merch, whatever. It has to come from their entertainment revenue. Next is the business manager. This is a lesser role, but it's still important. And this basically manages the artist's, sorry, manages the artist's finances, income, budget, etc. They just make sure that everything is in order in terms of money and nothing's out of the ordinary, because obviously money is very important and you want to have someone trustworthy who's managing your finances. These business managers will make about 5% of the artist's income. They may have a monthly minimum, depending on what kind of contract you have set up there, but about 5% of the income is standard in the industry.
So moving on, we have the artist agent who works to find employment, paid gigs, and they act as the middleman between the artist and the talent buyers, whether that's promoters or owners of clubs. They need to be a state approved and licensed annually, and they usually are not the manager because they need to be the state approved agent. Their fees are governed by talent unions, such as the American Federation of Musicians and the SAG. which is the TV and radio artists, the Screen Actors Guild. And the agent fees are usually controlled by the unions, who max them out at about 10%, and their term usually is around 1 to 3 years.
Uh, and an artist would usually get an attorney, and an attorney would usually help necessary with any contracts or legal issues as contracts. And when does one get an attorney? It could maybe a gut check, but would it come before or after the manager? Or when any businesses come up, or any business comes up acquiring rights, money, that's when an artist should get some help. And for billing, the very common, it is for the attorney to get 5 to 10% of the deal made if it has an advance, or if not, then hourly billing, and that could range from 150 an hour to 500 an hour. And then some attorneys do ask for a retainer, which is an upfront amount. It is treated like an advance payment against their hourly bill, and that could start at 2000 to 10K. It could be higher. And attorneys also give a rate sheet, and what a rate sheet is basically how they bill for everything. When it comes to firing an attorney, California California law allows an attorney to be fired at any time for any reason. So once they're fired, that's it. And then artists may also have a publicist, and this is to help with public relations. It just helps the artist have a great brand, like image for the public, make sure everything's right with that. And the fees for this could range from 500 or 15, or sorry, 1,500 to 10,000 per month.
That's it. Thank you very much. This has been our music industry presentation on the artist theme.